The Ukraine proxy war started in 2013. Battle4World.com, March 6, 2025. The United States' incoming new administration Secretary of State Marco Rubio is now acknowledging what many had already suspected, that the Ukraine conflict is a proxy war between the United States and Russia. This proxy war was started in the Obama administration when Assistant Secretary of State Viktor Nuland and the U.S. Ambassador to Ukraine Geoffrey Pyatt together toured the opposition camp in Kiev in December 2013. Ukraine had already started to invade the Donbas, attacking Russian minorities there, with the leaders Barack Obama, David Cameron, François Hollande, and Angela Merkel, all being dragged along by the deep state to go to war with Russia in a proxy war format. What the United States media will never admit is that the deep state hands in the State Department was encouraging opposition elements in Ukraine to take power, which pushed Viktor Yanukovych out of the presidency in Ukraine in 2014, fleeing to Russia for safety. From then on, the Ukraine opposition, being nurtured by the United States, started to increase their attacks in the Donbas to ethnically cleanse those areas of Russian people. The deep state's controlled media in the West was pretty much silent regarding what was happening. The people who have been living in the Donbas for decades and probably centuries were now classified as pro-Russian separatists by U.S. propaganda when being reported in the Western media. The Kiev regime that came about after the coup that the U.S. was supporting saw these separatists as occupying Ukrainian land. The areas where these separatists were living in the Ukraine, United States think tank groups that do future planning to acquire foreign mineral resources are the ones who plot to create future threats to open military doorways into countries to secure mineral resources, infrastructure corridors, etc. The public is not being told the deeper reasons as to why these conflicts and wars are taking place. They're only being told the superficial reasons that justifies the United States to be involved. So, the Donbas leadership went to Russia and told them about what was going on, and Russia started to supply the Donbas fighters with weapons to fight the Kiev military that was now being supplied with weapons from the West, the United States, Britain, France, Germany, etc. Russia then decided to hold referendums in these territories that Kiev was attacking, and the results in the majority allowed Russia to absorb these territories as their own. The attacks by Kiev with Western support unleashed an upswing of missiles and drones into these territories, killing a lot of people, and the Donbas leadership along with other areas went back to Russia to ask for their official involvement in the proxy war the United States was supporting. Russia decided to get involved finally, and the U.S. deep state media called it an invasion by Putin. And the population of America, bombarded with sound bites, only knows that Putin invaded the Ukraine, with the rest of the history about what had transpired before conveniently omitted. So, the Joe Biden administration, which left 2 months ago, has been supporting the Kiev regime for many years with weapons and funding. And under his administration, the U.S. continued to poke Ukraine to hit territories in Russia using ATACMS and HIMARS missiles supplied to Kiev. President Donald Trump, serving his second term in the White House, thinks this war has gone on too long and should come to an end. When Kiev was killing masses of people in the Donbas, the U.S. deep state media was silent. But after Russia got involved and started to unleash their heavy weapons against the Kiev military and mercenaries from other countries, with much success, voices in the U.S. are now saying that the war has gone on far too long. Rubio also admitted that there had been a conflict between Moscow and Washington, D.C. all this time, and referred to it as a proxy war, blaming the previous Biden administration in a Fox News report, forgetting that this proxy war was also ongoing in Trump's first term as president when he was surrounded by deep state minions like John Bolton, who served as his national security advisor, etc. This is a proxy war between the nuclear powers, the United States, which is helping Ukraine. And this must be stopped, said Marco Rubio, adding that only Donald Trump can achieve negotiations on Ukraine with the Russian leader Vladimir Putin. Links to our news website and the free PDF volume set is posted in the description.